In the beginning it was actually quite nice to not play because I didn't take a break before MSI or after MSI. So in the end I got kind of burned out, kind of tired of the game. Yeah, the situation was just out of my hand with the meta, and then I think I reacted accordingly with actually taking a break so that I just didn't sit here and get frustrated about the situation, because after all it was actually out of my hand.
And then the topic came up that Martin, I know he wanted to go on a break. So I kind of pushed for it because I felt it was best for him to reset mentally and just take some time off. And at the same time, the benefit would be that Bwipo would get full scrim time for 1 or 2 weeks to fix his champion pool issues. And since then, the meta has shifted more towards AD carries. So it's almost perfect because Martin got the reset that he needed.
So I think I made the right call in going home to Sweden and taking some time off, because I know with playoffs and Worlds there's going to be a lot of stress involved, and if going to Sweden makes me just 1% less stressed out, then that's going to be more beneficial for me than spending 15 hours every day playing solo queue and potentially 1 or 2 scrims a week.
Since this lineup has played with each other for like 5 months, but they've also had a lot of experience last year, I think Rekkles is really easy to plug into the roster. It would be a lot different if it was just a random free agent coming into the team and having to be plugged in. But Rekkles was here for most of the weeks, even the weeks he didn't play on stage, so he was watching a scrim and he was watching the presentation, so he knows what topics we've been working on and improving on. So it doesn't really feel like we missed out a lot.
Actually, I wasn't that nervous before, but I got really nervous as soon as I got out of the car, because there were already cameras and people going crazy, even though other teams were playing. I didn't expect that sort of attention. I thought it would be kind of chill, kind of LCS-ish, but it really felt like a playoff game or a Worlds game, so I got really nervous.
Really big? No, but a little bit smaller, and then bigger, and then smaller, and then really, really big, and then a little bit smaller, and then super small, and then bigger.
No, no.
What the fuck?
No, how it works is the person that he ults grows smaller and smaller, and he gets bigger and bigger.
Yeah, but it
Yeah, it bugs. Yeah, I know. It's really troll.
It's not consistent. It's just like.
Thanks. Are you the new camera guy? I don't know how much space Bwipo takes, but I'm back now, so my giant Nosfer is here.
Can help, they can dive Ruin here. No level 6, there's the call of the Forge God. And immediately Ruin stunned up, first blood.
Back, the former Fnatic player takes him down. Meanwhile, mid. What actually happens here? He has to wait for the 3 seconds, and look, all of Betsy's spells were on cooldown after.
It's Hylissang who sets it up.
Yeah, there's no flash on Steelback, so he gets absolutely punished here. Now, Snookslot tries to escape him, but stays in the fight. Maybe they got a little bit overconfident after that last fight went down, and this is unfortunate as well.
These 5v5 fights that we said they're so good at.
Yeah, Choco stepping forward, looking for the engage.
Bwipo's the one on the front line. Here's the call of the Forge God.
Caps isn't here.
Screwed up, Caps is not there, but Rekkles is. And he knows how to carry a team to victory. He takes out 2. He's looking for a 3rd as well. Still back, chasing onto Rekkles. Hylissang kills Betsy, but it's AD versus AD. Can't quite land the drowned gods, but this is a death knell for Giants. Rekkles and Hylissang come up you.
That's what I'm saying.
Fighting on 3 and we do it downward.
Yeah, okay.
But then we started playing, and I thought the game is almost too easy. Like, I don't really have to do much. My team is just gonna carry me through it. So it went away, and then I think I had one good fight at the end, which was, for me at least, already enough to get me to feel like I'm back for real and not just in a fake way, which it was up until that point. It's just when I go on stage like that, and I haven't been there for quite a while, it's just such a different feeling. Like sitting at home and playing solo queue or sitting here and playing scrims is not nearly the same as going up on stage and playing a game that everyone will watch and everyone will remember.
We definitely play the game a lot different when Rekkles is playing. I think the games are much slower, but I'm a big fan of that because there's a lot less risk involved. So yeah, overall happy, but you know, we always have that ace up our sleeve with Bwipo if we actually just want to completely flip the script around and if an opponent is maybe beating us in the best of 5.
Right now it's pretty difficult because we're not sure if we're going to need me for playoffs in the bot lane. So that's pretty tough. I think that's actually been really tough on me specifically because I've been practicing 2 roles this entire time, right? I've always been playing top lane as we were playing me bot. It's too much right now for me. I admit that like I'm not as good at one set of champions or specific champions. So we're just looking to figure out whether or not we can fully implement Rekkles back in the bot lane and send me back top, or I'm going to just leave top lane behind and then share the role with Rekkles.
Whippo in Demonic Ascension form is so difficult to kill, and he uses that flash to escape, but look at the damage from Caps. Kobe gets punished by the mid lane assassin Wukong, and Broxer finds another. Hilly, where is the bone skewer? Fishing, fishing, fishing! He finds Odoamne!
The right side, he's sneaking in with ult, he's not spotted this time.
Oh, the Cyclone is destroying Splice! Explosive cost splits him up even further. Kobe's able to flash away. GA's going to get popped, but there's simply not enough time. Fnatic are all stuck on top of him. 73% of the fans believed in Splice, and Cat silences them.
They're being started. Fnatic another round with 5 members. Cap's running. Hill is dying as well.
Second Elder. This is the second
Will's
Elder.
gonna die.
Here comes Broxer. Smite is available in the pit, but it's Whippo. He's already down. 5 versus 4. Elder Dragon. It's stolen. Broxer takes it. Berlin erupts in cheers. Both of these teams could meet in our best engage. Look at this damage onto Odo. He's going to get devoured because he gets time. But Hellesang's already dead. Xerxes gets the impale onto Whippo. He goes golden. He's done his stunned in the background. It's Odo one and it's down. Kobe follows quickly thereafter. The 10% play.
Yeah, we won. No, we won. You don't have to touch her. Back, don't die. Oh! Go! Let's go! Oh, fuck yeah, man.
Why did you come to the studio? It's like this. Cat, you're never coming again. Actually. Oh. Who is this? Like. Sick. I called this. Our game time is going up a bit.
I told him. They were going to end the game. We're going to go for it.
Fighting on 3. 1, 2, 3, fight!
Actually, it's easier to play than to watch, I think.
He went on someone.
Because when you're playing, you're so focused, so you don't even think about like what's at stake, and you don't get like emotionally invested. But when I watch, I get so emotionally invested, I can barely keep myself together.
Didn't you like? I was Monk KS when Skarner pulled Whippo. I was like, this is lose.
Oh, but there was another. Like I swear, at some point, I was just like, because we were winning, right? So I was like, I'm gonna make cautious because we just want to secure the win, right? But then as soon as I went losing, like I think I went for 3 engages where I just legit ran in 1v5 and ran out and survived. Like did YOLO, and then the Baron as well. You know the Drake. I legit just eat in 5 people's face. I just eat on Drake and started hitting him. Like it was so troll. I do. Like, some point you to play YOLO. This is how you're supposed to play YOLO.
Setting up the Genius came from a Korean reality show. I saw Dylan watching it, and then I wanted to watch it too, so I asked him if I could get a link. And it was a really interesting show, and since we've been playing a lot of board games that rely around being sneaky and lying with each other, it felt like it was a really good idea to bring to the team, because it's like board games on steroids, and I knew the players would probably love it.
So it's on a next level in comparison to the usual games we play. And I would say, even though it makes it so you feel a little bit more unfriendly afterwards, it's a nice way to bond together and just have a lot of fun, honestly.
Can I talk to you? You want to do nothing? He's mine now, bitch.
Genius was really fun. I really liked the first game that we played, so we played it again.
And you can't break, you know, like, because I could imagine like recklessly triggered and just like
Everyone make some alliances and betray some people. Dun, 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 dun. Ooh, what information is there to be traded?
I think one of the most important skills for the Genius is to be able to make the correct alliances and have people trust that what you're saying is correct, so that they also want to work with you.
Do you think I can trust Whippo? Like, depending on the person that you're talking to, like, it might be better for you to actually be honest with them or be not. Like, for example, right now I cannot trust Dylan anymore, so I will always lie to Dylan. Joey is not playing, but if he was playing, I will not trust him.
I want to
discuss with not 5 people here.
But how can we do
With
this?
him alone, I don't mind.
Like, if they all decide like this...
Hobbling me, then I'm walking away until I find freedom.
Just runs fastest. Run to the bathroom.
And I also think you need to be a little bit cold-hearted at times, because sometimes it's just in your best interest to not be honest with another player and maybe make them lose the game. So sometimes you have to flip a switch a bit and just be able to take that gamble.
Broxah, Dylan at the mid team. Bwipo, Source making the team. And we should probably go check like what's happening here.
Wait, why don't we bring Hilly in our team?
Don't give them anything.
Okay, put it underwater. No, put it underwater as well. Okay, I can also out.
So, I checked Broxah, and he was the lion.
And I also think just the ability to be very problem solving and being able to be creative and think outside the box is very important for these kinds of games, because there's a lot of maybe loopholes for players to win the games that aren't really clear when you're given the rules.
I know a way which all 3 of us can win based on what I know. But I cannot guarantee anything for Broxah.
We have to figure out like a meta, like for the games that we play, I guess. And I think it's always fun to like figure out metas.
Wait, what's the name? Wins with Lion? Wait, who was Lion? Oh shit, that's a lot of information.
Oh, me and Healy played in Neon Poker. So yeah, basically I had no idea how to play poker. Like I didn't even know how, like when you could fold, when you could raise, like all this stuff. I had no idea about the rules. I don't want to debate him to thinking he had a 7-2.
You can't bait me, just fold if I could raise.
Me, I think I'm just having too much fun. I'm just trying to lose so I can play the death match. Like the death matches are so much fun, you know. Like I really just want to play for fun. Like I'm really just. I don't know, I haven't seen it in a while, but I didn't see it fly out.
Yeah, so for every game that you win, you get a specific amount of points that will go to the leaderboard. And at the end of the season, the person on top with the most points obviously wins and is the Fnatic genius. And then there's also chips that you can earn or can trade.
Let's say we are playing a type of game and we have some information, then it's like, oh, who wants information for some coins? And you just want all the coins.
You have like 9 coins, don't you?
Yeah.
Nice.
But I like collecting. They feel nice in my pocket.
Honestly, I feel like Joe is trying to trick us to think that points is the main goal of the game, but I think chips will play a huge dividend the later it goes. I honestly think like we're gonna keep playing this for quite a while, so I thought maybe there's gonna be games later on where I can use all of my chips to buy a couple of free wins and then rapidly go through the standings and take the win.
In this picture, the scarf or like the little necklace is the mouth of the witch, if you want to see it. Then you can see the old lady, that's the mouth, and then she has a really big nose. We should just sometimes understand that we see and experience things our own way, from our own point of view, and be open-minded and listen to what other people have to say. And actually listen. A lot of people will not actually listen, they will just hear and try to come up with their own answer in the meantime, instead of actually hearing other people's points and being like, okay, maybe this person has a point here or there, I will listen it out and I will not care about what I'm going to argument with. And hopefully that will increase our communication for the future, if we're just a little bit open-minded about what we see.
The other top teams that are qualifying for playoffs have possibly harder matches than we do, but in some sense our matches are also hard because the team that we play against, they have like sort of nothing to lose. So when people have this type of mentality, they always tend to play better than playing with pressure.
Cat will be looking for a fight. Caps jumps in, Hiku jumps away. Here comes the call of the Forge God onto Norscarin. Teleport coming in behind them as well. Memento straight in to the Lambs. Rest by the Equalizer, well placed. Norscarin the first one to go down, but Blanc finds the flank. Goes Golden himself. Doesn't catch out a member of Fnatic. Caps jumps back in, Memento across the wall, leaps away. Caps low, so is in the front line, the Rekkles on the flank. The AD carry coming to party. Memento gets a little bit of damage down, but Blanc is the one to fall. Probably going to try and turn this one around. He's the key member. Hiku there as well. Caps onto Memento. The flash forward. It's enough!
He doesn't let you down, especially on this Rumble pick. Holy!
Oh my lordy. Here comes the quickness, here comes the turnaround, and here comes Fnatic fighting for that top spot. The fight for first is well and truly on, and already Fnatic look to solidify their spot at the top.
Fighting on 3. 1, 2, 3, fighting.
Blade Stitch. Vanguard's Edge buys a lot of time. That's already a kill to Unicorns of Love. Lamb just buys some time. Look how low Fnatic are. That's 1, that's 2, that's 3. Unicorns of Love are crushing Europe's #1 team. Buys some time, but it's not going to get needed yet. While Brox is focusing Baron the fight on the left. Lamb just buys time. Exile's dashing forward. He's taking out Rekkles, but Caps is still alive. Baron is the focus, and Brox is still inside the pit. Spike fight picked up by Fnatic. People go mad in Berlin, but the fight is won by UOL. It is 0 kills.
Quick shot, there's 30 seconds right now on Rekkles. There are 5 members of the Unicorns. There is no inhibitor in mid lane. Could Unicorns end the game right now?
Yes, they can, and that will mean the fight for first is back on the table. Unicorns.
I'm not that great at playing the kind of champions that they want me to play currently, which is obviously my fault, because at this point of my career I should be equally good at everything that I play, but I still have my preferences. It's hard to shy away from them, and when the meta is basically everything but crit, which is what I'm best at, it's really hard to excel. At the same time, this is also the reality that is currently the one we live in, so I should just suck it up and learn as good as I can to play the utility part, so that when we go into our semifinals and potentially our finals, I'm able to do what an average ADC in LCS does, but better. So it's a very different story, and it's a tough task for me because I've gotten so used now to just playing these hyper carries and being able to carry the game when it comes down to it in the 35 to 50 minute mark. But I think it's probably the right change when you think about the situation we're in with our playstyle. I think this is what I should do, and I don't think continuously playing hyper carries when we are not committing to playing around me is the right call. I think this is the best way I can make it so we win yet another trophy and qualify us for C2 Worlds.
See ya.